Hi, it's Mike from Mike's Diabetes World. I just wanted to interrupt here for a sec to tell you, first of all, any treatment or anything we discuss on this channel, check with your diabetic doctor, your primary doctor, your diabetic nurse before starting any treatment. I would say that to anyone, not just diabetics. Be safe. Have a great day. Bye. Hey, before this video starts, I just want to say I'm sorry that we're kind of jumping all over the place, and I hope you still enjoy and get the message. Have a great day. Bye now. Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Yes, I'm up and moving. You know, over my many years of being diabetic, I think I'm over 40. 77, 87, 97 stuff. 40, so 43 years, give or take, about being a diabetic. And through those years, a lot has changed. Well, let me tell you a story to illustrate this point. Sorry, excuse me, when I started being a type 1 diabetic, we had a Monoject needle, and it came in a plastic tube, and then you turn around the needle and you were able to crack it. So the needle would be sort of protected by plastic, but people could pry that away. So I had read an article on, back then it was magazines and that suggested that people were getting poked by needles and that they weren't sure what it had been used for, whether it was just insulin, which could be a little harsh on a non-diabetic body, or was it something more heroin? Was it in someone's bloodstream? So I took this to heart, and I kind of knew that the hospitals were putting sharps in a sharp container. I didn't know where I could get, I know my eyes bothering, I don't know where I could get this. So I took a milk bottle and I kept dropping all my needles in there. Now, back then I was using 4 of them 4 times a day, so it filled up fairly quickly. When it came time to throw that out, I was still in the back of my mind, oh, I don't want someone to get poked by this. So I would add a little bit of water, a little bit of bleach, and to the container, and I just kind of swirl it about, put the lid on, and throw it out. That probably was, thinking back now, very irresponsible. In BC, diabetics are able to get sharp containers. Brilliant. You can pretty well get them at any drugstore. You drop your needles in, you take it back to the drugstore when it's full, they dispose them. I think they burn them, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're a diabetic and still on needles, remember that you can go to your pharmacy and get a Sharps container. I know Shoppers does them at no cost. Now, as diabetics, we handle an awful lot of waste. Pure and simple, as diabetics, there's an awful lot of waste. There's your alcohol wipes. There's all your tubing for your pump if you're wearing a pump. Personally, myself, after I used a pump set, I throw it in the Sharps container. So, this is not saying, oh well, stop using all your disposable stuff. Because I know very few people, I'm sure there's one or two somewhere in the world, that love to sit there, sharpen their needles all the time and sterilize them and then use them and then have to sterilize and can't remember if we had to sharpen every use or every 3 uses or something like that. Other garbage we have, if you have ketones, the strips, your strips for blood work, your strips for doing your blood. You know, we do make so much garbage that's disposable. What the hell are we going to do? You know, I don't want to contribute to garbage mounds. And at least I know my Sharps are getting burnt. So, you know, this is all for the good. But what about the other stuff? I know some people kind of stop using alcohol because they don't want the alcohol wipes to be in the garbage. And I understand, but we want to make sure that we're safe from infection. Though I rarely get any sort of skin infection from needles and that. I told you once about a story of an infection I got on my arm that went crazy, but that wasn't diabetes related. So I think that we now are going to have to start asking for what's the best way to get rid of it. Is this recyclable? Is it not? What is recyclable? What is it? Now, I know in BC we have a great recycling program. Now, on it says no medical waste. So all that's still going out in the garbage. So as much as I can get away with putting my medical stuff into the Sharp containers, taking it back to the drugstore, they take care of the disposal of it. I guess it's their part of doing business in BC. Now, when safety of yourself, but safety also of others. Thinking back years ago, when I was traveling back and forth, my dad was down in Houston and I was going to school up here. Head out, put all my diabetic supplies into this tub. It was actually, I guess, 12 by 12, a little bit less, probably 10 by 10. And in it, I had all my needles, all my insulins, and I wrote on it, medical equipment. Because the first couple of times I went down, I had it all in a paper bag, or stuff that I was going to use. Now, it's important to keep your insulin with you. If you use Sharps, see if there's a disposal place that you can get rid of it somewhere at the airport. Don't start carrying around a whole bunch of, needles are difficult enough, but broken needles are. If anyone inspects your luggage, I was granted this a few years ago now, in Zacatecas, Mexico, and we were flying out. I was down there on a Operation Eyesight visit, and this guard wanted to know what was in it, and of course he's speaking Spanish, I'm speaking English, but I was able to get through diabetic, and he said okay, and you could go. But my thought there was that it was all done by hand. At that airport in Mexico, they had not got to a scanner or an x-ray machine. They opened up your luggage and went through. And you know what? Hey, it's their country. But thinking back now, if I had had stuff in a paper bag, things wouldn't have been so great. Sometimes I double up on needles. Don't tell anyone. But now I'm on my pump. It's a lot better. It's a lot easier to travel. So, don't worry about recycling every single piece, but do whatever you can. I think we gotta say Sharps you can deal with. Infusion sets I put in the Sharps container. Any insulin I use, I throw out. Just be sensible. Find out what you're allowed to recycle, what you're not allowed to recycle. And hopefully I'll be able to get a picture of these Sharps containers for you. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye now. Hey, if you want to email me stories, tips, whatever, down below in the description is my email. Talk to you later. Bye.